Next up, needacar sends us to the 4th annual Waiau Pa Hop at Clark's Beach.
Waiau Pa Hop originally started out as a fundraiser for the local Waiau Pa school. We moved away from there and now we're raising money for the local skate park. So there's number 4. The first one we had probably 20, 30 cars. Last year there would have been in excess of 700. So we've commandeered a bit more of the street to cater for the large amount of vehicles rolling in. Classic cars, hot rods, drag cars, old British cars, American cars, yeah, not too many Jappers if at all. Last year I let one Rotary in, but if they turn up, I'm not going to turn away a cool looking car, you know.
First events were held at the Waipa school. We filled the school but nowhere near to this capacity. Last year was just a real eye-opener. We didn't expect the volume that we got. They just kept coming all day and everyone really enjoyed themselves, and such a variety of cars, everything from the big American stuff down to the English stuff and a little bit of everything else in between, you know. So yeah, to watch it grow like this is just fantastic.
It's cool to see them all out, and this is always sort of the start of it, in spring and summer, and it's just constant from then on.
It's not too big like, you know, the old beach hops and that, but it's just a great little show, you know. Great for the kids, they can walk around, it's all safe and a secure environment. Everyone's behaving themselves, it's just awesome, yeah.
Just want everyone to turn up in their nice cars and enjoy the day, and yeah, it's a good family atmosphere. So yeah, as long as we can achieve that, it's all good.
The Clark's Beach Reserve sits on the edge of the Manukau Harbour. The cruisy 40-minute drive from Auckland was a pretty good excuse on its own, but the Waiau Pa Hop welcome wasn't a bad sight either. A sharp line of slick street cars and bikes and a row of comp vehicles to break it up.
Yeah, we've brought the ANARCHY funny car down, put on display. It helps promote the sport of drag racing, brings something different to the show. And of course, one of the main reasons we're down this weekend is to help support a coming event on the 3rd of February, the Outlaw Nitro Funny Cars. I was fortunate enough to see them in Sydney a couple of years ago, and they really do put on a fantastic show. The flames, the sight, just the whole visual impact of the cars, from mid-5s to high 5s. So they're a very fast car. And they're just, yeah, fantastic. If you've got any interest in drag racing, these things will just completely thrill you to pieces.
The ANARCHY funny car runs a 500 cube Hemi, pushing out a relatively mild 2,000 horsepower. Bang for your buck being the name of the game here.
We've run a 7.0 at 198. Our goal is just to run 6 seconds at 200 mile an hour. So we're right on the cusp of that. Last year was our last year with the iron block in it. This year we're going to a new billet block. That's going to lower the weight of the car and allow us a bit more tunability. So we're able to put a bit more through it, and we should, on paper, touch our 6 quite easily. Of course, the cars don't race on paper, so we'll find out on the day whether we're good or not.
But not to say they're exactly boring sitting still either.
Very visual car as well, with the bodies up. You can see all the motors very exposed, everything's right there in front of you, and you can see how little framework is involved in the car. They really are just a motor with a set of wheels at each end and hang on for dear life, you know. So yeah, they're a great spectacle, and there's only a few of them around in the country in New Zealand, so it's good to see them out, and to have 2 of them here today is just fantastic, you know.
Another in the competition car lineup was Braden's Haunt You Commodore wagon. A bit less concerned with straight-line speed, however, Holden's usually understated wagon has copped a serious rejig with dedicated tyre frying in mind.
Nah, not quite stock. It's 2016 SV6. Well, it was from factory anyway. Yeah, I picked it up from Drury Car Parts as a write-off. Had frontal damage and a few bits and pieces to it. Big tubs in the rear, so it runs 20 by 16-inch rims on the back, 9-inch diff, full spool, 35 spline axles, turbo 400, and it was running before I threw the rods out. A 468 cubic inch big block Chev with a 671 blower on methanol with the hat and stuff. Made, what do we make, 1163 on an engine dyno. So yeah, that's basically what it is. A little bit of horsepower, we could do with more. It was originally just going to be a beater for the burnout pad and was never going to be as flash as it looks now, but because we're going to Aussie, we know what all those boys running, so we had to compete. And yeah, you almost need to build a show car and then hit a burnout pad with it. That's kind of where the scene is at, so looks is part of it as well, as much as going, I think.
Heading into the more street-friendly department now, and first up, Tom's Retrotech 55 Custom Line.
1987, I bought the car in pieces. It was being turned into an A-altered drag car, and the chap I bought it off, it was been in their family for a long time, and it kind of got to a point where he had kind of either lost momentum with it and kind of had given up on it, and I'd pestered him for many years about wanting to buy it, and he kind of said no. One year I run into him and he says, sitting there, Tom, waiting for you. So basically the deal was done, and I found a really good chassis to put back underneath it and built the car. It was all later model running gear in it. It's got like a 351 C6 automatic 9-inch rear end. It's got power steering, you name it, it's got in it. So it's like a later model car, like a later model Falcon to drive. So it handles well, it goes well, stops well. Pretty much it was a ground up rebuild, totally everything, you know. So every warrant I get you go for, straight through, you know, just like a new car. But you've got to get one every 6 months, not every year like a new car, that's all.
Okay, thanks to needacar, we're back at the Hop, the Waiau Pa Hop at Clark's Beach, that is, where a lineup of iron from the US, Australia and the UK greets you as you descend into the scenic beachside reserve. Power parked on the hillside was the On a Roll Club, their lineup including this very fresh XP Falcon Coupe.
Running a 351 Cleveland, supercharged 671, all that stuff, fully tubbed, strange stiff head. Basically just got the car going Friday night, so just testing it out. Oh mate, I've always loved the old coupes, mate. I've got another one on the build, so you know they're hard to get now. Bought it off a mate down in Napier and bought it back, and it came with a hefty big block. But I decided now I'll chuck a 351 on it. We just got carried away, next minute blower on it and everything else. My days of horsepower over, just wanted to go for a cruiser, you know, just looked good, sounded good. Yeah.
Another standout comes courtesy of the GM factory, Aaron's Gen 2 Camaro.
It's a 73 RS Camaro. I've had it probably a couple of years now. I got it from way down south. Everyone knows everyone's cars up these ways. It's good to have something different. 383, 671 blower, twin 650s on it. Uses a lot of gas, but you know, that's part of the fun, I suppose. I've just done my own bits and pieces to it, changed some interior, and everyone seems to have 68 and 69 Camaros are so popular, and they've been done sort of every way possible. I like the front of these ones, it stood out to me, and plus my father had one, the same sort of model, so there's probably another sort of factor in why I've gone down that road, I guess.
71 Chevy Nova. It's got a small block 350 Chev in it with some alloy heads, and a throttle body EFI setup from Phytech. Different. So many Mustangs, Chevelles, Camaros, all those other cars, and there's not many of those floating around, and I wanted something small. I've always been into small pocket cars, you know, I've had old race cars and Starlets and that in the past with big engines, and I thought, small car, big engine, Nova. And that was me the whole way. It's great seeing people look at it and what have you as well, and looking around it, and it's great to drive it too. Just love getting out on a day like today where it's nice and sunny, and mingling with, you know, everyone else that's around here as well. It's just great.
And with the Waiau Pa Skate Park Fund now a cool 10k better off, the fourth hop proved itself another success. Keep an ear out for number 5 by searching Waiau Pa Hop on Facebook.